Hey guys, so in today's video I want to talk a little bit about shredding tips because there are a variety of things that can come into play if you're working on a read in your tip and then oops, there it goes, right? We've all had it happen before, but there are things you can do to help mitigate that and make it happen less frequently. So let's dive into it and I'll show you what I do. If your tip is shredding, there are a couple things that you might be doing to make it shred more. And there are some things you can do to prevent it from happening altogether. So if you take a look at this read, I'm gonna put my plaque in and tilt up. You can tell it's pretty thick, or pretty thin rather, in the tip, in the sides of the tip. Now, if I were to take my knife and gently try to scrape here and nothing is coming off, then that tells me my knife is probably too dull. And you really shouldn't put much pressure down at all when you scrape, especially in the tip. If you have to press down on your knife into the tip of the reed to make the cane come off, then you're probably going to lose a corner. Now, if I switch to a sharper knife, notice how it just catches, it finds the thick places and it wants to come off. So having a very sharp knife is important, especially when working in the tip, because if you press down, you're probably going to rip the corner off of your reed. Okay, so that's tip number one, a very sharp knife and not pressing into the cane. There's another thing in terms of scraping technique that can be really helpful when working in the tip and help you make sure you're not going to shred it. And what that is just floating away like you're floating into the clouds. So the angle of my knife at this point is not perpendicular like this. It's pretty angled to the side. And that's just, it's a very small angle out. So it doesn't allow me to dig into the cane because it's such a narrow angle here. So it allows me to just float effortlessly because the edge of the cane of the tip is the thinnest place. So I want to lessen that angle the closer I get to the tip when I'm working in it. And notice the contact of my knife to my thumb. So it allows me to take very minimal amounts of cane without fear of ripping the cane off. My last words of advice is really leave your whole reed longer after the first day's scrape. I like to leave mine at 71, and I like to leave my tip line, so the edge right here of the tip, at 66, because the finished length of the tip line can be anywhere from 66 to 65. And if you leave it longer to start, if you mess up or if you do shred a little bit of your tip, you can clip it back and you can also bring this line back closer to 65. So I would work in stages, work in increments. If you started at 65 right away, or if you leave your reed shorter, you're going to have less room for error. So if you take a tip off, well, if you clip it back, it might end up being a really short reed, which will make it be sharper. So I like to leave it a little longer to start. And I encourage you to try that too and see if that helps your reed making. All right, so sharp knife, angle the knife, flatter when working at the edge of the tip, and then don't press, and you should have a pretty nice healthy tip there. I wanted to pop in and let you know that I just opened my waitlist for the Read Lab. Now, what is the Read Lab? Well, it is a community of oboists that just started last month. And we get together once a week and we work on reads. They ask me questions, I give support and advice, and really it's been a lot of fun getting to know them and just different reed makers and styles across the US. So if you're interested, let me know. You can put it in the comments or you can sign up for the waiting list, which I'll put in the description box below, and I'll let you know when the doors are open to join again. So let me know if you have any questions and I'll see you in the next video.